horoscope of capitals at the new moon of August 2024. In theory, the horoscopes cast for capitals at the new moons indicate the trends to come for the nations in the following days until the new moon. Science is about testing theories by observation, experimentation, and verification. So in this video, we're going to see about casting the horoscopes of 4 capitals at the new moon of 4th of August 2024. And observe the trends to appear in the following days for the countries of those capitals. A test to see horoscopes for the new moons is to verify that the positions of the sun and moon are very close to each other. The 4 horoscopes are for the same date, but the time is different. Later on, at your suggestion, further capitals will be added. London at 12:13 p.m, New Delhi 4:43, Washington, the time is 8:13 a.m, and Paris 1:13 p.m. The charts are shown ahead, presented with the number of the signs and abbreviation. The abbreviations used by us for the signs are signs as shown in computer programs. 1 or AR for Aries, 2 or TA for Taurus, 3 or GE for Gemini, 4 or CN for Cancer, 5 or LE for Leo, 6 or VI for Virgo, 7 or LI for Libra, 8 or SC for Scorpio, 9 or SG for Sagittarius, 10 or CP for Capricorn, 11 AQ for Aquarius, 12 or PI or PS for Pisces. Sometimes when the signs are represented by symbols or abbreviations, the 12 numbers for the 12 houses are displayed, but in general the number of the houses do not appear because students of astrology know that the 12 houses never change. And for example, we know that the second house is always above, inside the square format on the left, representing the right eye when looking at a person's face. We see that this right eye is represented by the second house and his left eye by the 12th. His right ear is represented by the 3rd house, and the 11th represents his left ear. His right nostril is the 4th house, and his left nostril is the 10th house. The face is always the same, and the astrological houses too. Finally, the abbreviations for the ascendant and the planets: AC for the ascendant, SU for Sun, MO for Moon, MA for Mars, ME for Mercury, JU for Jupiter, VE for Venus, SA for Saturn, RA for Rahu, KE for Ketu, UR for Uranus, NE for Neptune, and PL for Pluto. From the Gauravani Jyotish, that's GJ program, we get the following guidance. So we'll title the video thus: English descriptions of the basic placements in the Vedic horoscope. Here is a basic description of the main components of your chart. That is, if you were the city of London, England. Memorizing these points about your chart will give you the ability to describe it to any astrologer, say at a party or over the phone. These are the main points that any Vedic astrologer would need to know before discussing your chart. The zodiac is a belt of stars that surrounds the equator of the Earth and is divided into 12 major divisions of space, each being 30 degrees of the total 360 degrees of space surrounding the Earth. At the time you were born, one of these 12 signs was visible in space on the eastern horizon from the place you were born. This rising sign sets up the basic structure of your chart and is very important. It is a physical fact that the exact zodiac sign specified in your Vedic chart abbreviation was actually rising on the eastern horizon as seen from the city of your birth. Also, the positions of the planets given in your chart were actually exactly where the planets were at the time of your birth. Counting the zodiac signs from your rising sign sets up the house of the chart. Each sign is ruled by one of the planets, who is then called the lord of that sign. Since each sign is in their order one of the houses, then each planet becomes therefore lord of a house. Actually, most planets rule 2 houses each, except the sun and the moon, which rule only 1 each. Each house stands for different affairs of life, and the lord of the house carries those aspects of life with it, wherever it has gone to in the chart. For example, The lord of the ninth house carries with it the ability to grant fortunes, so the house it goes into, any chart, is greatly benefited. Therefore, if the lord of the ninth house is in your second house, which rules your bank balance situation, then it grants an increase in fortune there, meaning it is a good placement for wealth. Now let's list out your basic placements. London, you have Virgo rising. This is also called your ascendant or your rising sign, and in India it is called your lagna. Since the signs always proceed in a set order from the rising sign, you thus have Libra in your second house, Scorpio in your third, Sagittarius fourth, Capricorn fifth, Aquarius sixth, Pisces seventh, Aries eighth, Taurus ninth, Gemini 10th, Cancer 11th, and Leo 12th. The Sun is in the 11th house in Cancer, Moon in the 11th house also in Cancer, Mars in the 9th house in Taurus, Mercury in 12th house in Leo, Jupiter in 9th house in Taurus, Venus in 12th house in Leo, Saturn in 6th house in Aquarius, Rahu in 7th house in Pisces, Ketu in 1st house in Virgo. Mercury is lord of the 1st house and is in the 12th. Venus is lord of the 2nd house in 12th. Mars is lord of the 3rd house in 9th. Jupiter is lord of the 4th house in 9th. Saturn is lord of the 5th house in 6th. Saturn is lord of the 6th house in 6th. Jupiter is lord of the 7th house in 9th. Mars is lord of the 8th house in 9th. Venus is lord of the 9th house in 12th. Mercury is lord of the 10th house in 12th. Moon is lord of the 11th house in 11th. And Sun is lord of the 12th house in 11th. The same can be seen in this data table. Moon is highlighted and shows the birth sign Cancer with the degrees, minutes, and seconds of arc. The star means constellation or nakshatra. Quarter means pada, and it finally shows the lord of the house. Write a comment as to which city you would like to see. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want this channel to progress. Any question is welcome. Likewise, here is the information for New Delhi, India. You have Sagittarius rising. This is also called your ascendant or your rising sign, and in India it is called your lagna. Since the sign always proceeds in a set of order from the rising sign, you thus have Capricorn in your 2nd house, Aquarius in your 3rd, Pisces in your 4th, Aries in 5th, Taurus 6th, Gemini 7th, Cancer 8th, Leo 9th, Virgo 10th, Libra 11th, and Scorpio in your 12th house. The Sun is in the 8th house in Cancer, the Moon in 8th house in Cancer too, Mars is 6th house in Taurus, Mercury 9th house Leo, Jupiter 6th house Taurus, Venus 9th Leo, Saturn 3rd Aquarius, Rahu 4th Pisces, Ketu 10th Virgo. Jupiter is lord of the 1st house and is in the 6th. Saturn is lord of the 2nd in 3rd. Saturn is 3rd house in 3rd also. Jupiter is 4th house in 6th. Mars is 5th house in 6th. And Venus is 6th house in 9th. Washington, D.C. in the USA. You have Cancer rising. This is also called your ascendant or rising sign, and in India it is called your lagna. Since the signs always proceed in a set order from the rising sign, you thus have Leo in your 2nd house, Virgo in 3rd, Libra in 4th house, Scorpio in 5th, Sagittarius in 6th, Capricorn in 7th, Aquarius in 8th, Pisces in 9th, Aries in 10th, Taurus in 11th, and Gemini in 12th. The Sun is in the 1st house in Cancer, the Moon is in the 1st house in Cancer, Mars is in the 11th house in Taurus, Mercury is in the 2nd house in Leo, Jupiter in the 11th house, Taurus, Venus, 2nd house, Leo, Saturn, 8th, Aquarius, Rahu, 9th, Pisces, Ketu, 3rd, Virgo. Moon is lord of the first house and is in the first. Sun is lord of the second house in first. Mercury, the third house, in second. Venus, the fourth house, in second. Mars is lord of the fifth, in 11th. Jupiter is lord of the sixth, in 11th. Saturn is lord of the seventh house, in 8th. Saturn is lord of the eighth, in 8th. Jupiter is lord of the ninth, in 11th. Mars is lord of the 10th, in 11th. Venus is lord of the 11th house, in second. And Mercury is lord of the 12th house, in the second. So here is the Washington, D.C. data, and to follow is the Parisian data. You have Libra rising. This is also called your ascendant, or your rising sign, and in India it is called your Lugna. Since the signs always proceed in a set order from the rising sign, you thus have Scorpio in your second house, Sagittarius in your third, Capricorn 4th, Aquarius 5th, Pisces 6th, Aries 7th, Taurus 8th, Gemini 9th, Cancer 10th, Leo 11th, and Virgo in your 12th house. The Sun is in the 10th house in Cancer, the Moon is in the 10th house in Cancer, Mars in the 8th house, Taurus, Mercury 11th house, Leo, Jupiter 8th, Taurus, Venus 11th, Leo, Saturn 5th, Aquarius, Rahu 6th, Pisces, Ketu 12th, Virgo. Venus is lord of the first house and is in the 11th. Mars is lord of the second house in 8th. Jupiter is lord of 3rd in 8th. Saturn is lord of 4th in 5th. Saturn is lord of 5th in 5th. Jupiter is lord of 6th in 8th. Mars is lord of 7th in 8th. Venus is lord of 8th in 11th. Mercury is lord of 9th in 11th. Moon is lord of 10th in 10th. Sun is lord of 11th in 10th. Mercury is lord of the 12th house and is in the 11th. Remember to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next horoscope. Comment which city you would like to see next.